It is an absolute pain to remove this. Hey guys, welcome back to Stall Garage. My name is Justin. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button for me. I appreciate that support every time we get a new subscriber. We've got the 94 1-ton sitting outside tonight. This is the air filter housing. Here is the lid. 1994 Ford F350 1-ton dually pickup truck. It's the custom dually where it had to be added on after the fact. It's got the 7.3 IDI, and as you can see right here, it has the turbo on it. Now, we're doing a revival on this truck, so if you like the OBS Fords, and particularly the diesels, maybe even the IDIs, maybe that's your cup of tea, we are going to be doing a revival on this, and we've started it already with just cleaning out the inside. Tonight I want to take off the turbo, because we're going to get ready to put new valve cover gaskets on it, and then we're also going to replace the head bolts on it. And what else? We're going to replace the glow plugs on it, the fuel filter, that type of stuff. So thanks for being here. Now it is getting a little bit darker outside, so you're just going to have to bear with me. Had a full day. But that doesn't mean we can't have fun tonight, right? Beautiful night. Gotta love it, and look at this. Ford F350 XLT turbo diesel, as you can see right there. Now before I go any further on this, I want to show you right here, here's your turbo. Obviously it's disconnected from the air breather. We also took off the PCV vent. We had to take it off essentially so we can get down to that valve cover, take that off, replace the gaskets, etc. It's got a Garrett turbo. I don't know much about these at all. I know there's different setups for the turbos, different turbo products you can get. Could you get a Banks turbo for this? I don't know. I don't know if this is the Banks kit. I have no idea. It doesn't say Banks on it where I could see it. Let's get this off. I'm going to bring it around this side here. I'm going to reach in from the side over here, and we're going to take the oil feed off the turbo. I'll grab the sensor wire here. Two bolts. Clamp. And now right back here, this has a couple of heat shields on it, so we're just going to take those off. They're held in with just these little clips. Hopefully you can see that. You don't want to lose any of those. Boy, they leave no room for this thing, do they? Does anybody even put this one back in once they pull it out? I couldn't find any videos on YouTube on how to do this. So that's why I'm making this video, so you can see how it goes. Come on. You're just about there. There it is, still in good shape. All right, so when it comes down to this type of stuff, it's getting dark out. As you guys can see, I have plenty of light, but it's at the end of a long day. So I don't want to push myself to rush things. So right down in here, you have got 4 bolts holding the turbo on. Let me see if I can get a little light on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3 on this side, and 4. The 4th one on the other side over here, it's holding on this bottom heat shield. This one's off. This one's held down by a clamp as it goes down below for the exhaust. One of these is going to be your turbo pipe, the other is going to be the exhaust. So this actually right here is going to be your turbo pipe. Goes down, wraps around, and then goes back up again. The one in the back is going to be your exhaust pipe. I put some of my homemade anti-seize on there tomorrow. We're going to give it a go. We're probably going to have to heat these up, which is going to be just fine. Got to be careful because you got a diesel line right here. A little bit of heat goes a long ways perhaps. Take the other bolt that's holding this heat shield off. Hopefully that comes out okay. And then we can get to the little bolt right down here. Swinging around, stay with me. This would be where your non-turboed air cleaners would be. Right on top of your intake right here. Let me turn my light off, causing a little glare. I've got this loosened up, so I'm going to take that off. I went ahead and loosened this up and I pulled it up. It comes right down here and bolts in right behind the turbo. 2 bolts. They're right up there. I'm going to put those bolts back, and then I'm going to put the bolts that hold down the inlet for the oil on the turbo as well too before I go to bed tonight. Whew. that is how it goes. I knew it was going to be kind of a slow night. Got out here about 8 o'clock, so a little bit later than I would like to. I'd like to be out here about 10 in the morning. Look at my head, oil all over my face. It is not an intimidating engine. What it is a turbo with a downpipe, and I might have to break out the air hammer to loosen up that downpipe. Honestly, if I get those bolts out, I won't even remove the downpipe. So what's better to do? Oh yeah, I have to remove the bolts because it's on the other side. It's going toward the turbo pipe. So I got to remove those bolts for the turbo pipe. Then I'll leave that portion of the downpipe on, pull it off, pull that intake piece off. But until then, tomorrow I gotta plug up that turbo hole right there, gotta plug up that intake hole right there, and then I'm gonna bring these inside the shop in order. I'm gonna put the bolts back. So I got 4 bolts that I'm gonna put back into place where they belong. That's about it for tonight. Let's take you guys outside as we hang out for just a little bit. Ford F350 turbo. Without the turbo, it would be a whole lot easier to replace those glow plugs. But wouldn't you rather have a turbo? Let me know in the comments below. But I'm gonna talk to you guys in the morning. All right, see you shortly, bye. It's getting dark out, so bear with me. I don't even remember what we filmed the last time I taped. First thing I want to show you is definitely get one of these. I grabbed this one off of Amazon. I think I spent like $280, maybe $360. It's the top side creeper by NXT Gen 3. So this one is the taller one of the bunch. It goes way up. It could go way up here. You can get one that's even taller than this one, I do believe. That's enough of that though. I've had this hat for a long time. I really like it. Is it Arctic Cat? What's it say on it? Can't tell you. I'm trying to look into the camera. All right, there it is. This is the Enigma, the turbo for the 7.3 IDI. Clamp here is just right on that. I took that off. Secret weapon for removing this is wrenches. Now, these are 14s, but I can also fit a 9/16 on them. I'm going to tell you right now, there's 4 in the back, right over here, right down here, right under here. It's going to be 1, 2 bolts. I use the 9/16 combo to get this one out. I literally had 2 different 9/16 wrenches from different manufacturers because you cannot get a socket on any of these. All 6 of them, I believe, you can't get a socket on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and down below it is 1, 2 underneath here, and I'm presently working on this one right here. Those are the hard ones to get. So you can't get your open end wrench on there, so you got to use the closed end. So I turned it, ran into the firewall. I couldn't get it into a different position so that I could continue turning it. So I grabbed a different 9/16 wrench, and thankfully it was different, and the teeth were just a little bit different in alignment. So then I'd switch to that one and I turn it, switch to the other one, turn it. 2 9/16 wrenches to get this back one off over there. This one you can get right there. This one you can get from this side. This is gonna be your passenger side. Then you swing around. Here we go, now we're swinging around. Driver's side. This, with your closed end, you're reaching all the way under there, way back, and you're grabbing the one underneath. And then you gotta go even farther. You gotta go, here's the downpipe. You gotta reach one hand, your left hand over this. I moved the, my brain is so fried. I moved the pressure release valve. That's not what it's called, but you understand what I'm saying. I moved that over here, up here, loose. And so I put my left hand over here so I could feel where the bolt was. That's way tucked underneath the turbo. Then with my right hand, I went under here, and you cannot do a ratcheting wrench with this. 7.3 IDIs, this ratcheting wrench, unless you can shave it down and still have it ratchet, I don't know, but they're too thick. There's not enough space between the nut and the casting. Can't remember if I showed you guys in the last video, so we're just going to do this. Here's the turbo pressure gauge line. There is a bolt right here, and I just got it loosely on there right now. I'm down to the last 2 bolts. Here's your oil inlet line. So I'm going to work on getting this out. It's just literally one at a time. I've got to go underneath this injector line right here, and then underneath the turbo, because this is going to be your oil flow back down into the engine. And then I got to somehow reach around, move this heat shield out of the way. These heat shields are a pain in the butt. I know they serve good purpose. And then I got to come from this side, I believe, but that's to be determined. I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to start working on it. If I didn't have that right there, this top side creeper, there's no way this would be happening. Truck's real big. I'm 6'1". No way. Can't do it. For the first time, I have got some hope, you guys, that this thing is going to be back on the road. The transmission failed more than 2 years ago now. And, I'm going to convert it to a 5-speed with the ZF5. 4x4, of course. I'm looking for a donor truck for that. The cheapest donor trucks that I have found, there's one for $1,300, but it's about 250 miles away. And then the next one is, it sold. It was like $2,000. It ran, but it didn't drive. The first donor truck for $1,300, it's been locked up for 4 years sitting. And the guy said that he put a ZF5 transmission in it. It was originally a manual, but he put a ZF5 transmission in it. Now, the only concern that I have for that is it's been sitting. You know, what's the inside going to look like in the case, the gears, all of that. A little bit of surface rust, that's fine. It's got a bunch of water in it, that could be an issue. Next concern is, did he put a ZF5 in that was meant for the 7.3 or the 6.9? Because if you buy a ZF5, you want to make sure that it was meant to be behind a 6.9 diesel or the 7.3 diesel. That's what I've got for you there. Let me try to get this bolt out, and hopefully I can meet you at the desk holding the turbo. This thing needs a lot of work. I've just been looking at this here. You know, it's got the injectors in there. It's got like 117,000 miles on it. I am thinking about, just while I'm here, replacing the injectors. I'm also going to be taking the valve covers off, right? And that's why I'm taking the turbo off in the first place. You can get the valve cover off, I think, by not taking the turbo off, but you cannot get to that glow plug. I think there's 2 glow plugs in the back there that you cannot get to. So I am planning on taking those off to replace them. I need to replace those glow plugs too. The last time the glow plugs were replaced on this, 6 were replaced out of the 8. And therefore, you see this a lot on these OBSs with these 7.3s. I don't know if it's the power stroke for sure, but definitely on the IDIs where the turbo's in the way. It is an absolute pain to remove this. I think I could remove it probably within a couple hours now that I've done it, or just about done it once. But I'm going to have to do some serious thinking on what could make my life easier to get this turbo off. Moose is barking in the background. You guys hear him? It's a beautiful night. I'm thinking if I could get a ratcheting 14, that's my goal. Get a ratcheting 14, shave it down as much as possible, or find like a real thin ratcheting 14. I would think they probably make them, where I can get between the castings there. Or when I put the new nuts on there, maybe I just shave them down, shave the nuts down a little bit, and then put them on. Torque specs, it can't be that high a torque, I don't think. Maybe like 60 pounds, maybe 30 pounds, 30 foot-pounds of torque. I'll have to check on that. Maybe you guys know already. But if I could make it so that way, once I get on the nut, I can just sit there and ratchet it back and forth, and I can even cut this off and make a stubby end if I needed to. You can get this turbo off in no time. I mean, you pop the air breather off, you take a couple other things off. I think I showed them in the beginning of the video. And you're right there. You can replace your glow plugs. You can replace, and you need to replace those. I would say even if you don't put on a lot of miles, I'd probably replace mine, I don't know, every few years at the least, right? Every 4 years at the least? I don't know, probably every 3. Maybe you could go longer with them. You'll find out if it's hard starting. You could replace the glow plugs, and then I could replace the valve cover gaskets if they leak again. I hope this stuff doesn't become a problem for a long time, because I really want to work through this. And I want to make it run like the green Jeep. Just solid runner. The green Jeep has 338,000 miles on it now. Not a check engine light, TPMS light, or an ABS light to be found. Nothing. Knock on OBS. What else can you replace when you're down there? ARP head studs. I am thinking about getting some ARP head studs. They're about $600. Crystal's, come here. Want to be picked up? Crystal likes when I do videos. She takes it as an opportunity to hang out. They're about $600 for a set of ARP head studs for these. Question to you, do you need ARP head studs? Or you just want to roll with the regular head bolts? The regular head bolts from factory, they are not torque to yield, so technically they can be used again. Technically speaking, they should not give way in stretch. However, there's a difference between the standard head bolts and ARP head studs. So I'm thinking about going that route. I don't know enough about these yet. You guys might. When I take the valve cover off, am I able to see and get access to all of the head studs, or do I need to remove something else? Kind of thinking maybe I could just do one at a time, take it out, put the new one in, just like I'm going to do with the exhaust manifold bolts. I've got hardened bolts for those. It's got 117,000 miles. It's probably never had those exhaust manifold bolts off. I need to figure out a way to get those out one at a time. They're pretty accessible, I think, as long as have to take the valve cover off, probably more accessible. It's getting cold out though. Do I do it now? With it being cold, am I going to break one off in there? Boy, oh boy, if I could just run it and then quick whip those valve covers off and take it out one at a time while they're hot, it'd be okay. What do you think, Crystal? What would you do? I definitely see that there's problems in here with the tensioner, serpentine belt system. Right down here, you probably can't see it, but the belt is about to come off. There it is. Now you can see that right there. That idler pulley is having a problem, or one of the other pulleys is having a problem, but I would say it's probably that one. It's right on the edge. These batteries are old. We repaired them. Thankfully they kicked off. I am just a do-it-yourself kind of guy. Here's how my DIY projects start out, and a lot of you guys and gals know this. We've got the first chicken castle. That was a DIY job, and let me tell you, it looks like a shack because it is. It actually has a light in there. You can see it's on. And the chickens go in there. We're going to give them something else. So first attempt right here at a chicken coop. All right. It's protected them mostly. Next attempt, if at first you're not satisfied, try again. And that right over there is the next one. That's coming together. We'll keep showing you guys how we build that. You know, we're an automotive family on here for the most part, but we're going to show some of the DIY stuff just because bringing you guys along and hopefully encouraging you. As far as the 1-ton goes, this is me learning as I go. I don't know a whole lot about it. It's too bad you can't see me so well anymore. These GoPros aren't great. I don't know a whole lot about it. Wonderful godfather, it's his truck, and his wife, my godmother, gave it to my dad, and it became Dad's truck. Dad has given it to me. Now it's mine, kind of all three of ours at the same or at different times, if you will. We want to take care of it. It needs a lot. It needs the rust scaling taken off the bottom. It needs new exhaust. The hanger broke on the end here, then the whole muffler ripped apart. I'm sure it needs new brakes, new rotors. It's been sitting a long time. It needs a CB radio reinstalled. And it needs a paint job. We're not going to let this thing get patinaed out. We're going to make it nice. I'd like to find a continuation of the running boards there to come up to the duals on the back. Anyways, I'm rambling here. Let's get to the next part of this. Hey, howdy. This is called persuasion. It's the next day. Did a little work today. Now I'm back. I just got the last bolt removed. Let me tell you what, the ratcheting wrench on those two bolts right beneath the turbo, mosquitoes, how are they still alive? It's 28 degrees this morning. What's going on? Those two bolts, they, you got to start off with a standard wrench. 14. I also used my short 9/16 because I could fit that in a little easier between the fuel injection lines. Then I switched over about a quarter way out to the ratcheting 14 on those, and it saved a lot of time. This is called persuasion. I need to loosen up the turbo now. And I'm not going to do it by wishing it loose. I think we're ready. We've also got the downpipe loose as well. Are we going to come loose here? I know we can. Come on. Pay no attention to the guy working on this. All right, we got some movement here, so that's good. Can you guys see it? Probably not. That's fine. I've heard of a lot of guys having trouble getting these off. We're not going to do that. Yeah. All right. Let's not break anything on the way out here. And I could be missing something. I don't know. We will find out soon enough. Come on. Well, at least I'm not in an awkward position. I think I'm going to loosen this up a tad. Lloyd? Okay. Getting somewhere. That's great! Look at that, Dina! They did that one. There's the intake. This is where your natural aspiration will be taking effect. Yep. Let's not spill a bunch of crud down into that. That would be good. It looks clean. I'm here for you. I can tell you're ready to let go. Well, I got a meeting to go to. There's where it sits. It's unbolted. It's got a stud right there, 4 studs right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can't pull them out simultaneously at the same time. And maybe I need to loosen up the downpipe. Is that the problem? Well, I'm back again. You have to excuse me because the GoPro went dead. Had a fully charged battery in there, but it's sitting outside in the cold. And it's an eBay or Amazon knockoff, so can't expect much from that. Look at this, I can see my breath. Got the fire going inside. I am in over my head. Let's just be honest. This is a Ford 7.3 liter IDI. Am I glad that it's not a Power Stroke? Yep. I think the Power Stroke turbo is easier to get off than the IDI turbo. Now that I can do it, now that I know how to, it's going to be quicker. One thing I didn't realize is that I got to take the up pipe off so that way I can get the turbo to dismount, because you got 6 bolt studs, or 6 studs, and they're fighting against each other. Can you see that? It is cold. It's a little breezy. I'm going to heat up the bolts underneath. There's 2 of them. So, it shouldn't be too bad, right? They're rusty. Not terrible, because this thing's been seeping oil for a while out the valve cover gasket. Or valve covers, so we're good. Stand by, Houston. Hey, there's a socket I'm missing. What size is this? I am such an expert at working on Jeep Liberties, especially the CRD, that this 7.3 IDI should be no problem whatsoever. Let's not start anything on fire here, by the way. Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Do you tie them in a knot? Do you tie them in a bow? Do you tie them in a bow or tie them in a knot? Do your ears hang low? What is that? Oh no! It's got 2! No way! You gotta be kidding me, Frankenstein. It's got 2 of them. What is the deal with this? Now, is there 4 bolts up there? This just keeps making me want to give up. But, what fun would that be? That'd be no fun at all, they say. What is happening here? Oh, that's great. No way, Margot. That's not even, it's just like, what is happening here? Okay. I think I can actually get to those a little easier. Probably not. But we're gonna try. Sounds good to me. It's a different size altogether. That's great. How about this one? You can get the thing up there? Come on. Don't. Oh yeah, look at that. Kind of worked. Wobbly bit is on. We're doing it, Harry. All right, Hercules. Yeah. Oh, don't get dust in your eyes. Watch out for it. It's like the biggest thingamabob. The west side of Wisconsin. All right. We're hoping that this bolt comes up appropriately. Are you ready? Oh yeah. We're sure ready. Here we go. Which way are we going? We're going the right way? Oh, good. Come on. There's a bunch of cheese sandwiches waiting in the back. Yeah, I don't have an impact extension. That's better. We're just going to use that. How's that sound? Does that sound great? It's cold out, so these are bound to come off hard, which is not enjoyable to me. But that's fine. No one cares, except for me. Guess my wife cares. She's pretty good about that. And my dad. Yeah. All right. Use your muscles, man. Muscle man. Thankfully, the oil's been leaking for a while down here, so we should be great. We're great. Come on. We're on. Oh, good. Doesn't want to come off. That's great. Well, as a guy, I gave that the beans. What do we got for battery charge on this hog dog rog? Let's check it out, shall we? Oh, full bars. That's good. Excellent. Why is this happening? Would you guys be disappointed in me if I took this to the shop and said, hey, new glow plugs, new injectors, and valve cover gaskets, and replace the exhaust manifold bolts? Those 4 things. Because then I could say, here's my money, thank you for doing that. It's getting cold out, so I'm losing my motivation. All right, it looks great under here again. We meet again underneath. Oh, we got it. 1 down. There's some encouragement for you. Next. Are you ready for this? Oh, yeah. 2 points. Yes, and it didn't even break. We got it, Houston. All right. See what I mean? You just keep on trucking. We're almost there. Maybe? I don't know for sure. I'm thinking yes. This goes for that one. All right, let's grab these last ones. This is the part where I declare victory. Winning the battle anyways, right? The battle is won. Yeah. Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Come on out, little Timmy. You're getting... Looking back, trying to stay positive here. It's not as big a deal as I'm making it out to be, but not knowing exactly what I'm getting into and not being a mechanic, you just get a little leery sometimes about going too far. There it is. Okay. Well, I got everything packed up. I think I got one more light out there. I do have to go grab the impact gun. And it just shows you that if you stick with something, you can do it. It is a Garrett turbo, as I'm sure everybody already knows. It's all plugged up. I did throw some microfiber cloths in the truck, so that way we keep the moisture out. I'm gonna have to move really fast on this. All in all, I learned a whole lot. I looked on the Reddit sites, and there were a couple guys on there that were kind of helpful in the sense of, hey, there's 4 bolts on this side, or 4 nuts, and then there's 2 underneath the turbo for the drain. And then they would offer some advice such as, these 2 steps will offer you up hours of entertainment. With the laughing emoticons. What I didn't find was, and maybe I just didn't look in the right place, I looked on the forums and whatnot, and I looked in the Facebook groups. Just probably didn't find anything. There's a lot of information in there. My lips are so cold. I need some chapstick. Anyways, what I didn't find was, hey, you gotta loosen up the down pipe downstream, or the up pipe, I should say. You gotta loosen up the up pipe because that's coming from driver's side exhaust manifold up and into the turbo. And you also gotta loosen up the passenger side bolt and nut that are holding on the exhaust manifold for the passenger bank. After all that, you take the up pipe down, and then you get just enough space. I still don't know how that up pipe comes out, to be honest. I'm sure I gotta move some things around. I'm not taking it out. I'm just gonna put in new gaskets. I'll clean off the surfaces as best I can, throw in some new gaskets. My goal here is to move pretty quickly on this. It's getting cold out, so what do I gotta do? I got those 4 things. What were they? I've got to replace the valve cover seals. That's fine. Replace the glow plugs. That'll be okay as long as they don't break off. That's 2. What else? I got the manifold bolts. I don't know if I'm going to do those because it's going to be cold outside. I'm probably going to wait till summer since there's not an exhaust leak presently. I'll wait till summer to change those. That doesn't sound like very much fun taking this thing off again, but at least I know how to take it off. There was one more thing, and I can't remember what it was because I'm pretty tired. You guys probably remember from the video if you're watching. But here it is, the turbo off a 7.3 liter IDI removal. From our garage to yours, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed.